Hello, Dance Macabre here. Welcome aboard the nostalgia trip, where we as adults can revisit movies and shows from our childhood and see if there's anything worth watching. Now, everyone has at least heard about the story of Snow White, and most people have seen the original Disney version, which is still memorable and iconic. However, we're not talking about that version today. We're going to talk about a version of Snow White that some of you might not have heard about before.
Beauty is as beauty does, more than you can see. It shines within the pure of heart.
Snow White is a movie from 1990, made by the company Golden Films, who earned a reputation for making direct-to-video movies that rode on the coattails of movies being made by larger companies. Of course, one of these companies was Disney, who actually attempted to sue Golden Films. However, as they were both making films based on the same public domain material, Disney lost the case. Snow White might be riding on the coattails of Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, however, there are quite a few differences between the two. Is there anything in this film worth looking at? There's only one way to find out. So without further ado, let's take a look at Snow White. So upon the first few minutes of the movie, you can definitely tell that this is a low-budget film. The backgrounds are actually surprisingly nice. However, the animation on the characters themselves is, let's say, rather awkward. However, let's not be too judgmental yet. It seems like the narrators for this story are a couple of bluebirds, and one of them is quite the tsundere.
Sorry, Grandma. The one about the princess.
Once upon a time, how many times have I heard once upon a time?
Oh, pay him no mind. He'll settle down and enjoy himself. He actually loves this story.
I don't love stories, Elizabeth. I love work. And flying through the pine trees and smoking my pipe.
You do love this story, Elmer. It makes you cry with happiness.
I do not cry.
Oh, you do too cry.
Absolutely not.
Yes, you do.
Not at all.
Yep.
Nope.
Uh-huh. Never.
Not once.
You don't?
I do.
When the story actually starts, we can see that this movie is trying to follow a bit more closely to the original story than the Walt Disney version did. And we see Snow White's mother wishing that her daughter will have skin as white as snow, hair as black as ebony, and lips as red as the blood gushing out of her finger.
Ouch!
Seriously, that is the most calm reaction to gouging your finger that I've ever seen. I'm pretty sure the book said it was 3 drops of blood that fell. Everyone knows the next bit of the story. The queen dies when giving birth to the newborn 2-year-old. The king either dies or goes to get milk from the store and never comes back, but not before he marries a biatch of a queen, who spends her free time asking her magic mirror how fine she is and making Snow White's life miserable.
I can run much faster than you.
I'm only letting you in to be kind.
Well, there's no need to do that, Prince. I don't have to win this time.
Snow White!
It's her. Now she'll keep me locked inside for certain. Yes, stepmother?
Must you be so noisy? You're disturbing my beauty rest.
Lady, the fountain is louder than the children are. Calm the heck down. Though, as Snow White grows up, she becomes more beautiful, inside and out. And when the mirror tells the queen this, she becomes quite jelly.
No need to do anything drastic. I'm just making friendly conversation, blah, blah, blah. But to get back to the subject at hand. You are fair indeed, it's true. But Snow White is one that's fairer than you.
I do have to say, a lot of the voice acting can be a bit wooden, especially from Snow White and the Prince.
Take me.
I will take you over and across the mountains.
These are funny birds. They've been singing like that all day. Oh, please. Won't somebody help me?
Who did this to you?
I can barely remember. Just an old woman with a basket of goods.
Is this Snow White? What has happened to her? Snow White is dead. No, it cannot be. Snow White, you're alive.
She could be very over the top.
What did you say?
What? Who? Me? Did I say something? I didn't hear me say anything.
Snow White? Fairer than I?
While the queen from the Disney Snow White was intimidating yet elegant, this one definitely feels like she's a 5-year-old throwing a temper tantrum, but at least it sounds like she's having fun with it. Anyhow, the Princess Snow White plan to run far away from the queen, but unknown to them, the queen is coming up with a plot of her own.
Huntsman, take Snow White far into the dark forest. Far, far away where no man ever travels.
Am I to leave her there?
No, do not leave her there.
No.
You will take her there to kill her.
What?
What?
Oh, surely you cannot mean that, my queen.
I can, and I do.
I cannot kill Snow White.
Oh, then I shall kill you. The choice shall be yours. Her life or your own. Do tell me when you've decided.
How can you be so cruel? How can I choose? What will become of my own wife and children?
I should think it's very easy to choose.
As you wish.
And you will bring me her heart as proof the job is done.
The two bluebirds hearing this attempt to warn Snow White about what the queen is doing, and somehow after seeing Snow White grow up for anywhere between 1 to 2 decades, they haven't been able to figure out until now that Snow White doesn't know what the heck they're saying.
Hello, you sweet birds. What has gotten into you?
Oh, did you see that, Elizabeth? She didn't pay attention to a word we said.
I honestly think she couldn't hear us, Elmer. We can't help her, Elmer.
Can't help her at all.
May we rest a while, Huntsman? My legs are not as long as yours, and they are oh so tired. Why did you want me to come with you today, Huntsman?
You walked 10 feet, Snow. How are you already tired? How do you expect to run away with the prince if you get tired when just making it out of town? Maybe you shouldn't wear high heels on a hike, just saying.
It was by the order of the queen, princess.
What is it my stepmother wanted me to see in these beautiful woods?
Only this, princess. She sent us here so that I might kill you, but I cannot hurt you. You must run away, Snow White. Run far into the forest and do not stop running until you are far enough away so that you cannot even remember the castle. Now go, quickly. And do not ever come back, princess, not ever.
Snow runs through the woods that honestly aren't all that terrifying.
Oh my! What could that be?
Then cries woodenly for a moment before discovering the dwarves' home, deciding that no one must live there because of how messy it is, and deciding it would be okay to stay there for a while. I suppose now would be a good time to talk about the musical numbers of the film. We got 3 of them, for the most part. The first one is the song sung during the title sequence, which isn't all that memorable, and it's a bit pitchy at times.
Beauty is as beauty does, more than you can see. It shines within the pure of heart, makes you feel you're a part of everything that's beautiful.
One that's sung a bit later is the Evil Queen song, which isn't the worst, but it also isn't the best. It's a bit half-baked for a song and probably could have gone through a bit more drafts lyrically. Other than that, it's not terrible.
Is there anyone more beautiful than myself? I like to see my picture on my shelf. If someone is more beautiful, it makes me want to cry. I hate it when I hear someone's more beautiful than I send them to the woods and have the huntsman say goodbye. Is there anyone more beautiful than myself? If there's anyone who's lovelier than I wish they'd pack their bags and say goodbye. If anyone is lovelier, I think that it's a minus. I hate it when they're prettier. It aggravates my sinus.
The best of the 3 songs is the one that the Dwarves sing. Is it good? I don't know. But it is catchy, and it has managed to stay in my head 20 years later. And it's a song that introduces us to the Dwarves themselves.
When you work as a miner, there's no job that's finer. From Paris to China, I've been told. And though some think you're proper to be a wood chopper, they never find copper and gold. There is no work as sunny, and though it seems funny, our tunnel's a honey to behold. So I won't trade my shovel for money or Lovell or mountains of copper and gold.
Let's hope you like the song, because the crew must also think this is their best song. Either the instrumental is played or it is sung at multiple points in the movie later on. By the way, can you guess the dwarves' names? Go on, take a guess. I'll wait. Joe. They're all named Joe.
You call, Joe?
Why didn't Joe fill the minecar?
I have no idea, Joe. Maybe Joe can tell you. Joe, why didn't you fill this car here, Joe?
Well, it wasn't my job today, Joe. It was Joe's job.
It was
I'm
my
Joe.
job yesterday,
meet
Joe.
Joe, and
you
over
didn't
there
do
is
it,
Joe.
so that means it's
and
your
one standing
job
next to
today.
Joe
But
is
Joe
is
didn't
Joe.
do it
And
the day
here and
before, so
over
it's
there we
his
have
job
Joe.
today.
Joe,
And
today
here
you
and
said
there
it,
we
Joe.
have
Thank you,
Joe.
Joe.
You
Thank
Joe.
you, Joe. Yeah.
You relieve
I'll
Joe.
hold this one, Joe.
If I had a nickel for every time I heard the name Joe in this movie, I could probably retire. The fact that their name is Joe can be silly, however, there is a problem with all the Joes. They don't stand out a ton from each other, other than Boss Joe and Little Joe. They all look and sound very different, but their personalities are honestly pretty similar. Even the animators seem to get them confused a ton for the movie. That, or they're all very talented ventriloquists.
She doesn't have a watch.
What about me? And the day before, it was Joe's job.
Yeah, Joe, I got a piece of cheese. It's private property, you know.
And I've got some nuts.
Now, the Joes are supposed to have one main flaw, and that is, as one of the Joes says,
If we didn't know better, we'd suspect we lack certain organizational skills.
However, while organizational skills might be an issue as well, their biggest issue is lack of awareness. Just look at this scene. They all start to argue about whose job it was to fill the minecart, which is odd, considering they were all going to fill the minecart. That part is lack of organization. However, they all failed at their task because somehow, when they had a hole in their sack, they all failed to realize that not only were their own sacks getting lighter, but the Joe in front of them was having stuff fall out of their sack as well. I'm pretty sure the 7 Joes have only one brain cell collectively between all of them. Anyhow, the Joes make it back home, and are alarmed to find that their home is now clean.
What happened here? Joe, go get us the lantern.
This isn't our house. We broke into the wrong house.
No, this is the right place, all right, but someone's been here.
Are they still here?
Big and hairy.
Are they going to eat us? We've been robbed?
Somebody stole our dirt.
I love that mess. We worked so hard to make it.
This used to be a safe neighborhood.
What's the world coming to?
Will our insurance cover this?
Okay, why did that make me chuckle a bit? Anyhow, the Joes find Snow White in their bed, and don't want to wake her up to tell her to leave. So Snow White, the heaviest sleeper in the world, sleeps through this.
1, 2, 2.5.
And this. And this. Waking up in the morning with the Joes and Snow White startling each other.
What's that noise?
Is it our fire alarm?
Hey, out of me way, Joe.
I'm trying to move, Joe.
Get your foot out of my face!
Hey, quit shoving.
That wasn't me, Joe. It was Joe.
Let's get out of here.
Bit of an overreaction on the Joe's part, but okay.
And who are you fellows?
I'm Joe. Meet Joe, and over there is Joe. The one standing next to Joe is Joe. And here and over there we have Joe, and here and here and here is Joe.
What about me?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Little Joe.
At least I won't forget your names.
Anyone tired of hearing the name Joe yet?
Now, if we might inquire, what do you mean messing up our home like that?
I only tried to tidy it up a bit.
It's private property, you know.
Of course,
I mean, there are laws.
Yes, I know,
We wouldn't just move into your castle, would we?
You would be more than welcome.
Because we have respect for other people's property.
I do too, but...
We have manners.
Honestly, it would have been great if the Joes had this self-aware attitude throughout the entire movie. It would have been hilarious. Though, of course, they're okay with her staying, and start to put together their singular brain cell between the 7 of them to make her a guest bed. Perhaps a whole brain cell is too generous. Time for Snow White with a personality of ebony wood to help.
If you all work together... If you would cut the board before you nailed it, before you painted it, you would save yourself a lot of work in the long run.
You know, Snow White, you might just be onto something there.
Now, Joe, you saw with Joe, and Joe, you paint with Joe over here. I'll hold this end with Joe while Joe puts in the final nails. See? You've done a wonderful job working together.
Now, that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
In fact, it's good.
Well, let's get it inside and see how it looks.
Hold it! Huddle. Grab the saw, Joe. We're gonna have to make this door about an elbow wider.
Oh my god, the mad lad.
Oh, don't! Before you take your house apart, let's try turning the bed on its side.
Hey, you've done this before, haven't you, Snow White?
Too bad none of you were smart enough to assemble the pieces of the bed inside the house. Life was certainly tough before IKEA. Now is where the film story-wise differs quite a bit from the Disney version. We actually see the prince looking for Snow White, which does make it seem more like he cares a lot for Snow White. He might have had as much personality as a saltine cracker, but at least they tried a bit. We also get the Queen's first assassination attempt on Snow White. Like the original story, she tries 3 times to murder Snow White instead of just 1 time like the Disney film. The Joe Schmoes wish Snow White goodbye as they go to work, in a rather adorable fashion actually, and warn her not to let anyone into the house. And what does she do? Let her in, despite the fact that she has a crazy bitch most likely on her trail. I will forgive her this once, since it is an old woman. However, I will not forgive her redundancy, and the fact that she actually lets the Queen strangle her like this.
Oh, thank you, but I really don't have any money, and...
Oh, I would be glad to accept payment over time. Oh, here, let's put it on.
It is a bit tight, really.
Oh, no, my dear, not nearly tight enough.
But, kind lady, I can't breathe.
I'll trade you this fair corset.
Please, I'm going to...
For your fair wife. Now, I am the fairest in the land.
We actually get a couple funny bits from the Joes, and they go to save Snow. And despite the oxygen deprivation, she probably doesn't have too much permanent brain damage, considering that she didn't have much of a brain to begin with.
Joe, get a glass of water.
I'm not thirsty.
For her, silly.
They have no right being this funny in the slightest. The Joes decide to help Snow White recover and treat her to a nice dinner. And once again, despite the movie saying that their problem is
we lack certain organizational skills,
it really is a complete lack of awareness, as the first time attempting to cook, they consume the food while cooking, without realizing it.
Now don't open your eyes, Snow White, until we say so.
Yeah, this is going to be a big surprise.
You can open them.
Now.
See? A feast!
What happened to the food, Joe?
That's all there was. Maybe Big Joe ate it.
Hold it! Huddle! All right, Snow White has got to eat to get strong again. Joe, didn't you have a piece of bread put away?
Well, I guess I have a small piece stored away for a rainy day.
Well, get it. And Joe...
Yeah, Joe, I got a piece of cheese.
I've got some ham.
And I've got some nuts.
Great! Let's go! Now that's what I call teamwork. Let's eat!
Unfortunately, the next few minutes of the movie is rather redundant since we do have 2 more assassination attempts crammed into 10 minutes. The Queen asks the mayor who is the fairest of them all. He says Snow White is pretty fine. She overacts a bit, then goes to kill Snow White. Rinse and repeat. Oh well, at least we get to see some new disguises like the original story, which should be interesting, because there's no way Snow White will fall for the old hag disguise again.
Oh, please take this beautiful comb as a gift. Oh, take it, please. There is no charge. Oh, it's the least I can do.
Wait, what?
Run its sparkling teeth through your beautiful thick hair. And feel the poison rushing through your veins.
Snow White, you useless paperclip.
Oh, I heard what happened to you, my dear, and I just wanted to give you something to make up for the pain I caused you.
How did you know?
Oh, well, word travels very quickly in this forest. Why, these very birds told me. Be gone, or I'll turn you both into frogs! Oh, please, take this beautiful comb as a gift. Oh, take it, please. There is no charge. Oh, it's the least I can do.
How did she know? Didn't mean to? Snow White, surely you remember her strangling you, right? Maybe the oxygen deprivation affected her more than I realized. Nothing interesting really happens, other than the mirror does roast the queen and tell her to get a life.
Snow White! Alive? Will she not die?
Oh, boy, this woman is obsessed with this beauty thing. She needs a hobby. Knitting, maybe. Lawn bowling.
And Snow White is even dumber than I realized as she accepts something else from the same woman who nearly killed her twice. You know, Snow White in the original story may have been dumb, but at least she didn't fall for the same stranger 3 times. Anyhow, the next few minutes is actually rather underwhelming compared to the Disney version. She is revived in about a minute. No one really seems sad when she is gone, and her revival is caused by her just coughing a bit. The joy of her being alive is also rather underwhelming and kinda awkward apart from Boss Joe.
Is this Snow White? What has happened to her? Snow White is dead. No, it cannot be. Please, don't. Gesundheit. I didn't sneeze. Oh, must have been me. No, it was Snow White. She had something caught in her throat, a piece of apple. Snow White, you're alive. Alive? Snow White is alive? Did you say she's alive?
Prince, it's you.
She's alive! Joe, ring the bells! Break out the berry juice! She's alive! Joe, she's alive!
At least we get a couple good jokes from the Joes as they kinda easily beat the queen.
The magic wand, Joe, before she turns us into tall people.
Got it!
Use it, Joe!
you.
Really good job, Joe.
Anyhow, the Joes learn nothing about organization or their lack of awareness, and the most wooden couple lives happily ever after, and the Bluebird stops being a tsundere.
I just love that story.
When you work as a miner, there's no job that's finer. From Paris to China, I've been told. And though some think it proper to be a wood chopper, they never find copper and gold.
Alright, it's time to pull out the report card and we'll see how Snow White and the Seven Joes holds up. The backgrounds are actually really well drawn. However, the animation itself is really awkward and low budget, and there's a ton of errors throughout it. The Joes do have some funny moments and very unique designs from each other. However, none of them really have much of a separate personality and just seem to share the same traits. A lot of the voice acting is either over the top or extremely wooden. The music isn't the best, but it's not the worst either. It does follow pretty close to the original story. However, some of the changes make it seem repetitive, or some of the characters seem really stupid. Some of the emotional moments are extremely awkward or underwhelming. And, most importantly, Snow White is extremely boring. With this in mind, the final grade I will give this is a C. This isn't the best movie. There are a lot of problems with it. However, it's not the worst either. I like some of the moments with the Joes, and the film didn't annoy me or make me feel like it was a waste of time. Honestly, there were some funny moments, and some of the overacting and bad decisions kept me entertained too. Does it deserve to be watched and remembered? Maybe not necessarily, but if you want to watch it once, it isn't the worst experience either. It's just an average, low-budget film. Have any of you seen this movie before, or is this something new? Do you have a different opinion from mine? Let me know in the comment section below, and subscribe and click the bell if you want to see more. Until next time the bus comes around for the next nostalgia trip, this is Dance Macabre, signing off.